Hi friends, welcome back to ARC Tutorials. We are continuing with our Angular CRUD full tutorial series. This is part 12 of it, where we are trying to build CRUD operations including the methods like create, update, and delete in this particular episode. Just a quick recap, in this particular series, we are trying to build a feature module called products for our e-commerce shopping cart application. Welcome back friends, my name is Sridhar. I bring over 10 years of experience as a full stack developer, and I'm here to share my knowledge on modern web technology stack, including React, Angular, Node, Express, MongoDB, and much more. I'm also here to share my knowledge with you and also to learn from you all. I know a lot of you are building your own feature modules as part of following this particular series. I encourage you to write to me if you have any doubts, any queries during any of these particular series tutorials that we have covered. This is part of the Angular CRUD full tutorial playlist. The playlist link is in the description box below. Make sure you check it out. We are trying to build a complete feature module called products for our e-commerce shopping cart application called Shop for Less. Right, so we are almost nearing to the end of this particular series where we are building an end-to-end feature module and application from scratch. Today we'll be learning how to do the CRUD methods, which is create, update, and delete for our feature module. So CRUD methods stand for create, read, update, and delete. So in the previous episode, we have done view products, view all products, view by category. Today we will attempt add product, update product, and delete a product. Those are the three use cases we'll see in this particular episode. All right, so I've done some groundwork to show you how things are set up right now. Let me show you. So when you go to products, we see the products that are listed. We can search by category, right? We can search by soccer and we can see view all. We can also click on an individual product and see the details, right? That is what we have done so far. Additionally, what I've done in the interest of saving time, I've created a form already for create and update. I don't want to do that repetitive of the form again, so I've created that form again, but I'll just capture some high level notes for you on create and update because it's important that you should know these details. Okay, so I've created a form. Okay, this is a bootstrap form, right? Nothing crazy. Just simple form with some fields, right? Now to you can go to create product and you can see it's a simple basic form, right? So it doesn't have anything, it's blank. It has some drop down, some text area, some default values that you can put. That's simple as that. Some of the important things to know, things that I have set up in create forms, template, and component are. So if you see here, some of the important things that you should know are, first, you have to give this form a name, right? A template variable name using ng form, right? So that's an important piece of information. Remember, give the form a name using template variable, which is nothing but we define using hash sign. Okay, like this. Now second, give all fields, right? Give all fields a name, attribute, name, and ng model. Okay, this is mandatory. So if you go and see my form, I have given name equal to product name and ng model. So this is nothing but one-way data binding, right? So this is one-way data binding, right? And finally, in the template, once on submit, I'm calling a product and sending the entire form, right? So how do you do that? You just add the submit and submit the form, right? And on submit event, send the entire form, right? So these are some of the important things and where you will get errors, right? I can say common mistakes that a lot of people do are they do not import forms module in app module. And since it's a feature module, right? See, product create product is inside the products feature module. Hence, you have to import it in the products module as well. Now, this is a common mistake a lot of you will do. You will import it in the app module, but you will see that it's not giving. So let me show you that error once. So I'm going to comment the forms module in the products module. Okay, see, but I have it in my app module. I have the forms in my app module. I don't have my forms in my product module. All right. So now it is giving me error that it will say ng form is not a known element. See, ng form is not a known directive, right? So that's one of the common mistake a lot of you will do. Remember, whenever working with feature modules, you have to import the forms in the module, the feature module, as well as in the app module. Now that's number one mistake. Number 10, not binding data using ng model. Okay, not using ng model. Again, this is part of forms module. So if you see error in ng model, which means forms module is not imported, right? So these are some of the common mistakes that will happen, right? Now let me quickly show you in the component what I've done. I have defined the method. I'm capturing the form, right? And this is the same object that I've captured the details, right? So if you see, if you can say console.log form.value, you can see the entire form value that was submitted from the UI screen. I'm creating a new JSON object called new product and assigning the value from the form, like form.value.product category dot product name description. So these are all the values which are entered by the user except for id equal to 10, right? Because this will be a unique id, right? So remember, id field will be auto generated and unique. That, but in our case, I have stubbed it. Okay, make sure you know this fact. All right, so once you have it, then I'm calling the product service and calling the create product because we implemented it in the previous episode when we defined our service, and passing the new product and subscribing it to the data. Once it is done, it will reload and add it to the screen. Okay, now let me show you that one by one. So we are in create product. There is no error here. It's compiled successfully. So let's say I'm going to add um, say golf t-shirt, right? I'm going to say golf t-shirts, or say soccer t-shirts, or say um, ping pong t-shirts, right? Going to category 1, 2, 3. So they are sports category. This is new line of sports t-shirts. Give some rating to it. Initial color, again, that's up to you, whichever color you want, whether it's available or not. Product price, give a value to it, right? uh, Again, these are free text right now, but feel free to kind of put validations, etc. So as for the functionality, I'm not putting any validation, but feel free to add them as you feel along. So now I'm going to show you that when you submit, it will print the entire form, right? It will print the entire form here and the object, and it will process the data. Okay, so and I also see some error. It says internal server error. Okay, so let's see that why. Okay, because maybe this id is already added. That's the one of the reasons that it goes like that. Let me try and add it again. Okay, ping pong t-shirts category 1 product. This is new line of products, rating 2, Product color red is available. Yes. Product price $200. Reviews are 3 or 2. Then now see console, clear error and submit. Okay, so it has submitted and it will reload the page, which means it has submitted. And how do we know that? Let's go to view all products and you see ping pong t-shirts added. The price is 200. This is new line of products, right? So simple, right? Create is simple. Now this is pretty straightforward use case. You just have to create an object, assign all the value from the form to the object, pass that object to the create method, and in the create method in the service we are doing a post, right? Because we are creating a new resource. So this we had learned in the episode where we have created the services. So that's pretty straightforward code of create, right? Now let's talk about update code, right? Update code is exactly same like create, except for two differences. One, first we will capture the product ID of the product that we are trying to edit, right? Second, we will first read the data of the product, or I should say read the existing data of the product. The third step is we will use two-way data binding to map the fields on the screen. And finally, we do a put method call to update the product. Simple, right? Something similar on the same lines like create, right? So let's see that now. So what I've done in the view product, let's throw in a link like this, ahref, which is product slash update product slash product ID. So what will happen when you open any particular product? You would see a link. It says product. You see here in the below bottom, it will say update product slash 4, right? That's the product ID, which is 4. Now that's the route we configured. Now in when we say update product, go to component. In the ng on init, we are capturing the product ID. This we have seen when we were doing the routing setup. So we have got the product ID. That is nothing but the 4. Now using the product service, we are saying view product. That means view product, we used it in view product also. Again, we are calling it here so that we can pass the product ID and get the existing data of the product. Okay, so this is important because we are getting the product data. Now once we have got it, I am capturing it into a variable which is of type product. Now we have the all the details of this particular product in this particular variable. So let's go to our HTML and we will use two-way data binding, right? So if you see here, this is extremely important, right? In the in the create, we used ng model, right, for data binding, and we know that it was one-way data binding. In the update, we are using two-way data binding, something like this, right? So using the banana operator, right? So you have the square bracket and then the method operator. So we have it here. Let's go to our template. Now we are saying ng model equal to product dot product name, right? Now take that similarly and put it for all the other places wherever you have it. Let's say here like this, and this is what we are calling it as product category, right? And but this should be the same name as that is available in our product, right? So we'll have to check that here, and it is called category ID. So this will be category ID. Let's see that now. I'm in the products page, click on update product. You come to update product, you see the value, you see the value 3 here. Now I'm going to add it to the description. Here I'm going to add, and for description, we call it as description. Okay. So here we'll say description, right? So product description goes here. Now the next one is product rating, right? So again, this you can leave it as it is because again we want the user to select it, right? So I'm not going to map it here, but if you want to show, you can always loop and check which one was selected, assign that to it. Product color, let's assign it here quickly. I'm trying to keep this tutorial easy and simple for you and not rush you. At the same time, don't want to complicate things for you. All right, so I understand the idea. Work with few fields. If you're a beginner, you will know the importance of working with small pieces of code. All right, so finally, I'm going to map the price. Right, so we see the value here. If you are really not sure what the values were, so go here, go back here, and we said sports jersey, right? So now see here, sports jersey, the value is sports jersey. You have value 2330, you have 2330, right? So product description goes here, that is what is captured here, right? So this is how you are reading the value, right? So now we'll put this and say this has to be update product. Okay, so now you see it says update product. So now we can change the details. So I've called on submit, we are calling a method update product, and we are again sending the entire form. Now you can call it update product form here, or you can leave the same form, that doesn't matter, whatever name. So let's define the update product here, and here I have update product. It is nothing but a simple form, right? So what we'll do, we'll introduce our this dot product service dot update product, and it will take two parameters, product ID and product body. So we know that this dot product ID is the one that we are working with, and next we are going to take the entire object, which is form dot value. Okay, but before we do that, it's always a good idea, like how we did in create product, right? Always build an object, always build an object, never directly do it. So again, here in the update form, I'm building this object, update product object, and here I'm going to give the value as dot id. Now see, it's important to see what is the values that are capturing, right? So to start with, first we'll just do a form, and we will just comment off this entire thing for now. So remember friends, this is a gradual process. You will not get it right. um, I mean, sincerely hope that you all get it right, but even if you don't get it, remember that you need to debug, you have to learn to improve your debugging skills, right? So it's not printing any update product, update console.log form. So here we have update product, and we have update product form is ng form, and let's see it here, cannot of product name on line number 5. Cannot read property of product name, product dot details product name. Okay, just one quick second, let's see where else it is saying cannot read property product details dot product name. Okay, so let's do one thing, because it's mapping twice. That's the problem, so I'm going to get rid of it here. Okay, so this is the same name that we will map it here. Okay, so now we should not see that error. Okay, so category ID. description. Okay, let's quickly check this out. Product name of undefined. Product name of undefined. Cannot read property of undefined. Okay, let's just hold on to that thought for one quick minute. Let's go ahead, clean this up first. Okay, so it's submitting the form. I think it's some value that has got changed. So we'll get back to it, but what we'll do is we'll continue building on it, on the product, because it's not finding it here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to map it here, each one of it, and we are going to go into product details dot product name, and we have mapped the data here in the product details, product data. Okay, let's build on it. That will not concern us. We can see that later. Okay, so once we have it here, we have the form that we are reading. You see these values. Now take that values as it is and map it into the form. Okay, so we will now have the new name, product name, description, and then we have the product available. That's form dot available. I'll leave it at 1, and then rating, pricing, that remains same. Category ID should be your category ID. Okay, perfect. So that's the form we have got. Now we are good to go, and uncomment this here, and we are going to comment this off here. Dot subscribe data, and let's console log the data for now, right? And this will be the product ID, the form value that we are passing. Okay, that duplicate identifier update is never reassigned, so we can use it as a const because we are not updating that value anywhere, right? Okay, so far so good. Now we are calling the progress and updating the service. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to say sports jersey 2, right? So now we are calling it sports jersey 2. So it has updated. Let's see it in our console. Okay, now let's go to view all products. It's still sports jersey. So let's see update product. Now we have got the product details, and we will check for the call that is going out. It still says cannot read property of update product name, product details dot product name. Okay, let's just check that for one quick minute. For some reason, I don't know why it is not binding that data. Let's check it real quick. No, that's not the problem. Okay, since I'm doing a live coding, I don't know. We'll take a look at it. I'll debug it later when we have time. Okay, product details dot product name. The best way to do that is sometimes just console dot log this dot product details. So when you do that, you will know what object you're working with. That's the easy way to debug. Okay, so here it clearly says there is product name, right? So there is no reason why that message should come. Anyways, we'll see that later, or maybe I complicated it multiple times. Product name, okay. name. The sequence should not matter. Okay, friends, I'll see that later. I don't want to waste time on it. Let's get going here and call this form and see what's happening here. So here I'm going to say sports jersey 2, and in the console I'm going to go. So here it says URL not found, right? That's because of the error in the API. So let's go here. It should be product slash the product ID. Now it should work. So I'm going to say clear errors. I'm going to say sports jersey 2 and saying product 2. It got updated. Now let's see. Now it shows product jersey 2. So go to view all products, scroll down. So now you see the product jersey is updated with ID as product jersey 2. Again, we can update, and I'm going to say this as 3000. Update the product. Once it's updated, it will reload, and if you go here, now it says 3000. So this is how we can achieve the create and edit functionality on the screens. I will leave delete as a homework for you guys to try. Okay, but I'll give you some steps that you can follow. So just go to your view product, throw in a link just like how you gave it for update. Just throw in one more link and say delete product. Here make it delete product, and now you would see when you open any of these products, you would see two links. One is update product, one is delete, right? So when you go to delete, you can maybe show a model window, right? um, so create a link first, like how I did in view product, and then this is optional. Okay, optional is to show a model window or confirmation to delete, right? On successful, say if yes, then just go ahead and delete it. So how do you do that? By calling product service dot delete product method, right? So before that, we are already anyway capturing, right? Capture the product ID of the product, and fourth is call the method which is delete product, right? It's pretty straightforward. If you see the delete product, we are already capturing the product ID. So all you need to do here is something like just call the method. That's all you have to do, right? So here I'm going to say product service dot product service. Okay, private, and then once you get that ID, then you can say this dot product service dot delete product, and here you're passing the ID of that element. So say dot delete element dot subscribe data, right? So console dot log deleted product, and it will reload and show you the output. That's all. I think all you have to do now is put that model window, like I said, um, delete product data. Okay, cool. So we have the element, we are passing the ID. Now let's go back to all products and try and delete one, say this one. So I will go and say product delete works. So it would have got deleted. Now you should not see. Okay, it's still not. So there was some error. Let's see that. Open this and say delete product. So there is an error. It says delete product slash 11. The URL response is wrong. So let's see that first quickly. And here I'm going to say dot delete product URL. This should be products, not product. Yep. So now it will reload and it will tell us that it's deleted product, right? So now you go to all products, you will not see the ping pong, right? Similarly, I'll go to formal shirt, I'll click delete. It says delete worked. Now you see it's not there, right? So it's deleted from our JSON object. All right, that's how you achieve create, update, and delete for our feature modules. Give it a try. It will not, I'm sure you'll run into some issues. Do let me know what they are. I'll be happy to help you and debug. These are long series. Thank you for having patience. It's too much code in one episode, but give it a try. Take it easy. Do one method at a time. I'm sure you'll get it right. All right. In the next episode, we will just do some testing, manual testing about our feature module, and then we will close this particular series and start a new one. Thank you so much for joining. See you in the next episode. I hope you are enjoying and learning as much as I am excited to share my knowledge with you. Thank you so much.